Hi everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel, Spirit Mother. Today I've been directed because I've been wanting to do a little more light language on my channel to help with love and healing. Sometimes I get a little nervous because I know that some people they don't understand the language, and I spoke with someone today with regards to past life regression, and I've been kind of struggling with my spirituality, sort of only because I was feeling like I was digressing instead of progressing, but it's not that at all. I have learned to have the ability to turn it off and turn it on whenever I want it. And I guess that's where I got the confusion from. So it's more of getting in there and just doing it. Like, Neskia, écoute l'ashkle, pure apurian mi kuture, se etule elashkle kriamo kriata elestile te kriata tu. Kepitoin ambeskian nushklean kriata, kituti ambitiskriata ta etu eskreatur eskriamo tu eskre. Kishkala eleskria mikui, bikita elesian, nulen, mikituti etaskria atu esklera kriai. Kitu pileada ereski nunugita dai elekutupena magieska daishkwe. I had someone the other day, and it ticked me off because I was speaking the language, and it's because everybody fights with their inner demons, okay, the shadows, the what have you, and some people aren't susceptible to change. It's hard, and because they don't understand something, then they're ignorant to it. I was sitting here and things were going fine, and then I was speaking the language to someone. Children know it and they get a kick out of it because they understand it, and adults think, well, no they don't. Well, yes they do, because when they're little and they sound like they're talking gibberish, they're actually talking the original light language before they're taught the language that you speak. So I was speaking it, and I had someone like, will you quit that? And it's just like, excuse me? Like, no, I won't. Well, I don't like it. Well, I can't help it if you don't like it. Well, we don't understand. It's like, well, okay. So, like, that's fine. But it's like, I told them, like, you're the only one that's got a problem with it. So it's like, don't touch someone just because you don't understand something. Don't tell them to stop doing something just because you don't understand it or it bothers you. There are things that other people do that bother the people that you just hit and told them to stop doing it. But do they tell you to stop doing it? No. When your ego gets in the way, that's when you decide that you want to tell somebody to stop doing something because you don't understand it. It's called ignorance. Okay? If that's part of who the person is, leave them alone. You have no idea what's going on with that person unless you take the time to understand it. Okay? It's a matter of everybody has their journey, and everybody's on their life journey in different ways, and they get there in different ways. Okay? Some people have let go of their past, so they're able to move on and become comfortable and happy. It's called being authentic. Somebody wants to be a home designer, doing painting and decorating a home, stuff like that. Well, that's that person being authentic. Me, I'm a healer. And I heal by using light codes in signs, light language. Okay? And just because somebody don't understand what you're doing, everybody has a higher self. And their higher self understands it. It's their ego that gets in the way of with the ignorance. Because the ego don't want it. It's different. Like, I don't understand that, so like, go away with that. No. If someone come up to you speaking a different language, would you lay a hand onto them? I think not. So don't lay a hand onto somebody even if you know them, just because you don't understand something. Listen to that person. Take the time to try and understand where they're coming from. I am in my awakening, and I am very much awake. I had a woman today who works with past life regression. And I explained to her things that I've experienced over the past couple years, and she told me that I am very advanced. There are people out there, much like me, that are very advanced. And others, because they're not understanding it and they don't want to take the time to understand it, they're throwing shade on us. They're telling us, will you quit that? Nobody understands you. Well, I don't care if you don't understand me. I understand me. Do I always tell people what I'm saying? No, because I don't need to. I'm not talking about them. I'm sending out love energies. I'm sending out love codes. I'm enjoying what I do. And if you don't like it, don't come around me, because I'm not going to stop doing it. The same as other people don't stop doing what they enjoy doing just because somebody else don't like it. We're all unique. We're all authentic. I know, like, okay, kids are being taught French. They don't know what the teachers are saying when they're being taught French. French immersion, you guys speak French, whether you understand it or not. Okay? So you got kids, they're being taught in school. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sana le matina, din din don, din din don. They don't know that. People go around singing it, and there's people around that not necessarily know what you're saying. I went into Walmart one day and I was standing at the cash register, and there were two employees there. They both spoke the same language, and they were talking to each other with people there. But do you say something to them? No. And whether they're talking about you or not, in their language, don't worry about it. If you don't understand it, why the hell is it bothering you? Like I just said, if you don't understand it, that's fine. Because there's a lot of things that people don't understand that happens in the world, and that's okay. And I told you, if you don't know what light language means, look it up. Instead of throwing shade on someone else who's in their spiritual awakening. Okay, because it's pure out and out ignorant. And you really need to shake your head, because that's what's wrong with the world. We're throwing too much shade on one another. Okay? Just because we don't understand it doesn't mean that that other person don't. Or that somebody else don't. Or that somebody else don't like it. I was somewhere the other day and I had somebody that I knew, and I said about my videos and that I speak the language, my language, and like I think it's cool. Because they feel the love, they feel the healing and the energy behind it. And yes, sometimes your shadows, the darkness within you, because we all have it, and we're all purging it. We're getting rid of it. Do you notice that people are becoming different? Like, I'm looking at different things, and I'm going to say it, religion and church, okay? And it's like we're all feuding because people are saying, well, no, this is right, that's right, this is right, no, you're wrong, this is right. Well, I'm here to tell you, how do you know their version's not right? Because you don't know what star system they come from. You don't know what dimension they're from. You don't know what realm they're from. You don't know what timeline they're from. If you look at Genesis, okay, each religion has a different version of Genesis, but it all comes back to the same thing. It's only told differently because we're all looking at it at different angles. If you believe one way, that's fine. Don't try pushing somebody else to believe your way. And if somebody changes their mind as to how they believe, then that's fine. Leave it be. You're not their controller. They're in control of themselves. You worry about you. That's where ignorance comes into play so much. And that's why everybody's fighting. Because they think that their way is the right way. Well, how is your way any more right than the next person? You got to think about that. Myself, I'm open to everything. I want to hear what everyone has to say. Some throw shade on different religions and this and that and how you believe. Well, if that's how they believe, that's how they believe. You can't push your beliefs on someone else. If they want to believe that way, then they'll come to believe that way on their own. You can tell them about your beliefs, but don't push them on. I had Jehovah Witness, like a lot, they don't believe in, like they don't celebrate, and then that's fine. Some people don't celebrate things. Some people celebrate something different. Why can't we bring it all together on common ground and have everything as one massive celebration called the celebration of life? Okay? I had a Jehovah Witness come to my door, and they were very helpful, and they did not try to change my beliefs. They just helped me. But I'm a strong believer that just because somebody doesn't believe the way you believe, you don't throw them out of your family. Because if you're a believer in God, Spirit, Source, whomever you may refer to, then you don't throw family away just because they don't have the same beliefs. You accept it. We don't have to believe the same way. If we all did the same things, and it's like, oh, you better walk this way. We're all walking together. You're a classic cookie cutter. Do you want to be a cookie cutter? Or do you want to be authentic, unique? Because not like you got the cookie cutter, but if you look at it, if you look at stuff, okay, there's always a flaw. Nothing is identical. Okay, nothing is identical. There's always even just the smidgen of something. There's always a difference. And that's okay, because it's what makes everything unique and an individual. I want to be me. And speaking my language, because it is. It's my native tongue. English was not my first language, because I've been here many times. I am coming into who I am, and you either accept me or you don't. The same as you accept the next person or you don't. Just don't be around them. If they bother you that much, then don't go around them. But remember, you're only being ignorant. It's a matter of understanding. It's like telling somebody who bear walks. Well, no, you're not allowed to bear walk. You got to walk like everyone else. Well, no. I'll do this. I'll walk like that if I want. I'll walk like that if I want. I'll write with my right hand. I'll write with my left hand. Who are you to tell me or the next person how they have to do something? Gets pretty boring when everybody's the same. But some would say, oh, well, if everybody's the same, they're predictable. Well, ain't that a little boring? So, perieskeren, de leshkala puriata. Le kriato e le kriato e dure. Miskira to la eshkala pria. Bikitudo esken. Ne lashkala e kuai. Kupitole e muskira nandite askirio tutele eshkala puriai. Kituina. Mikitadala sili tutuli petia e kuleputu numinikitabuya murskalai. Mikitudo eskiria. Tukulebnia. Mi eshkala. Eswela la lukri ekriata na askiai. Kutuin ashka amik skui. Bilala le kle ena kriata. Seloi la kle alokrima amayo e. Se unskla eswele kutala etutore pata e motukote askriata. What happens is you feel like you have to be a sheep. Because there's fear if you stand out. Well, why? Why do you have to feel that there would be fear if you stand out? There's fear if you don't. Because a lot of the time, you know that something ain't right, but the fear is that you know it ain't right, but you won't say anything about it. That's what fear is. And when you see things that they don't make sense, it's probably because it's false information. And it only appears real because it's being drilled in your head. This was not drilled in my head. I woke up and I seen the light, and I brought the light in. I allowed myself. I asked for it. And I have my ups and downs like everyone else. Less downs, more ups. I feel people's energy when it's high, when it's low, when it's like aggressive. I feel when people don't like me. I feel when it's like there's so much anger or hatred in that person. It feels like it burns in here. It's like it creates a heartburn. But it's because that person hasn't been able to open themselves up. To let go of their fears. To let go of their hurt, their pain, their past. I embrace. I was sitting here yesterday and I was talking to someone, face chatting, and like my ego and some things were said, like kind of like, no, like the person's got to come to it on their own. They got to figure it out on their own. But you know what? I say sometimes they need the help. That's what we are guides for. We are here to help other people. To see, to look at the bigger picture of things. To get them to be able to think for themselves instead of other people or beings or what have you hijacking your mind and saying, no, this is all you're going to amount to. This is all you're capable of doing. This is what you get. You don't get any more. It's a matter of getting someone to be able to look within. But sometimes when you're looking within, you need to step out and see the bigger picture of it all. And when I did that, I became the tough love mother. Because sometimes we need some tough love. And I'm not saying the smacking or the screaming and hollering. I'm talking about the morals, the logic, the reason, the common sense. The stuff that we've had taken from us to be able to teach ourselves and teach our children and our grandchildren and what have you. We've had other things come in and say, no, you're going to do it our way. Do I believe it? No, I don't believe in hitting. Hands are for helping, feet are for walking. Keep your friggin' hands to yourself. But we all need to really open the eye. Open the eyes here. And open the eye here. And feel from here and here. This is your brain. You got two brains. Here's center. Center. Brain. Brain. Center. Brain. Center. Brain. Center. Okay? So you get the brains. But this is the ego brain up here. This is the eye, the third eye. But this is the ego brain that tells you, well, you're either going to be a pompous ass, thinking your shit don't stink, which everybody's poop stinks. Or you're going with your gut and you're seeing what's real, but your heart is going to tell you truly. When it's conflicting, that's when you need to step back and say, okay, wait a minute. I need to come to center, and I need to go in and I need to find out, where's the conflict? Because you're having an inner conflict. You're fighting with yourself. And then we end up fighting with one another because it ricochets. So then, what happens? We bully each other. Because I'm being honest, like anybody who says that they're not a bully, everybody has bullied at least once. Maybe not realizing that they've done it, but we've all done it because nobody is perfect. But it's time that the bullying stops. It's time that people understand that just because somebody is different, you don't push them away. You embrace them even more because they have uniqueness, the same as you have uniqueness that you can bring to them or they can bring to you. It's the coming together. It's the unity of the center. So, we are learning lessons as we grow. And there's a lot happening in the world right now. And a lot of people are becoming different in a lot of ways. It appears that some people are talking to themselves, but they're actually not. They are talking with someone. Whether it be on the spirit realm, or through telepaths, communication through the mind, communication through the heart, because the heart chakra, it's the biggest chakra. It sends off the most energy because the heart represents love. And love is the infinite energy. Love helps us get through a lot. But in order to know that you are truly loving someone, you go within and you love yourself first. Because it's hard to really, truly love someone if you don't love yourself first, because you become that mirror image. And if you're angry, sometimes you're angry at yourself, so we're taking it out on other people. I know now that I'm not a victim. Things happened in my life. But I'm a survivor because I got through them. And we can change the way that we look at it, because like, instead of focusing on the trauma of it, we really need to look at what we did to stop it or to change it. Because we can prevent it from happening again by standing up and not allowing yourself to remain as a victim, to feel like a victim anymore. It's a matter of empowering yourself. And that's what I've been doing, and that's how I've been learning the light language. I'm empowering myself by changing my diet. Like I go to the grocery store and I see sweets